In this video lesson, we are going to discuss about grouping of resistors. Resistors can be grouped in two ways. One way of grouping is known as series combination and other way of grouping is known as parallel combination. So let us discuss about the series combination of resistances first. Here figure shows you three resistances R1, R2 and R3 connected in series across a battery of 3 volts. Now in the diagram you can see that there exists only one common point between two resistors which are connected in series. Or to identify whether the resistors are connected in series or not, one end of one resistor is connected to one end of the second and one end of the second is connected to the one end of the third. Or while moving in a network of resistances from one point to another, if we can move without any branching, then all the resistances which comes in the way are said to be connected in series. So here if we start from point A, we reach at point D and there is no branching in the way, so the three resistors, they are said to be connected in series. Let the combination draws current I from the battery. Now this current will flow through R1, will flow through R2, will flow through R3. That is, there is no other way for this current I to flow in the network. So the same current I flows through all the resistors which are connected in series. So one inference which we can draw is that when the resistors are connected in series, the same current flows through it. Now from the diagram you can see that if A, B, C, D are the points in the circuit and VA, VB, VC, VD are the potentials of the points A, B, C and D, then across R1 potential difference is VA minus VB. So using Ohm's law we can write VA minus VB is equal to current flowing through it, that is I, and resistance of it, that is R1. Similarly VB minus VC, this gives us the potential difference across R2 and I the current flowing through it. So VB minus VC is equal to I into R2. VC minus VD gives us the potential difference across R3 and I the current flowing through it. So using Ohm's law we can write VC minus VD is equal to I into R3. Adding all these three equations we get VA minus VD is equal to I in bracket R1 plus R2 plus R3. And VA minus VD is actually the potential difference across the terminals of the cell, as A is connected to positive terminal and D is connected to negative terminal of the battery. So we can write V is equal to I R1 plus R2 plus R3. If R is the equivalent resistance, meaning equivalent resistance is that single resistance which replaces all the resistances in the network and draws the same current from the battery as drawn by the combination. So if R is the equivalent resistance, it is connected to the battery of V volts, so it will draw the same current I. So using Ohm's law we can write V is equal to I into R. So using the above equations we can write I in place of V, write V is equal to I into R. We get R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this formula is used to find out the equivalent resistance of resistors which are connected in series. Now, important points regarding series combinations are: same current flows through all the resistances in the series. The potential applied across the combination gets divided across the resistances in the combination. From the given value resistances, if you want higher value, then we connect them in series. The value of equivalent resistance is greater than the greatest value present in the combination. So if from the given value resistances we want to make a higher value resistance, then we will connect in series. Next is parallel combination. Now figure shows you the parallel combination. Figure shows the parallel combination of three resistances R1, R2, R3 across a battery of V volts. From the diagram, it is clear that all the resistances which are connected in parallel, their one end is connected to one point and their other end is connected to another common point. So all the resistors which are connected in between two common points, they are said to be in parallel. Now, if the combination draws current I from the cell, the current I from point A will have three paths, one along this, one along this, one along this. So current gets divided among these three paths, and how much current will flow through which resistance, that will be decided by the value of resistance. So let I1 flows through R1, I2 value of current flows through R2, and I3 values of current flows through R3. So we can write I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now, as all the resistors are connected within the same two common points A and B, so potential across all the resistances will be the same, which is equal to potential difference between the terminals of the battery, here in this case as A and B are connected to the terminals of the battery. So potential across all the resistances will be V, V and V. So using Ohm's law, for resistance R1 we can write V is equal to I1 into R1, and I1 becomes V by R1. Similarly, I2 is equal to V by R2 and I3 is equal to V by R3. If R is the equivalent resistance, then we can write I is equal to V by R. Substituting the values of I, I1, I2, I3 in the equation I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, we will get V by R is equal to V by R1, V by R2 plus V by R3, simplifying which we get 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this gives us the formula using which we can find out the equivalent resistance of the resistors which are connected in parallel. Now the important points which we must keep in our mind regarding parallel combination is the value of equivalent resistance is less than the least value in the combination. Potential across each resistor is same. Current gets divided. So these important points which we must keep in our mind while discussing parallel combination. Now let us come to the topic cell EMF and internal resistance and their relationship. Internal resistance. Battery, there is an electrolyte and electrodes are dipped in this electrolyte. So when current flows through the electrolyte offers resistance to the flow of current. This resistance is known as internal resistance. The resistance offered by the electrolyte of the cell to the flow of current between its electrodes is called internal resistance of the cell. EMF Its full form is electromotive force. Its name is a misnomer. Actually, it is not a force. It is defined as the potential difference between the terminals of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell. And it may also be defined as the work done in carrying a unit positive charge once around the closed circuit. Now there is another term, terminal potential difference. It is the potential difference between the electrodes of a cell when current is drawn from the cell. So when no current is drawn from the cell, the terminal potential difference is known as EMF. When current is drawn from the cell, the terminal potential difference is terminal potential difference. Now, in the diagram you can see that the external resistance R is connected across a battery of EMF E volts having internal resistance R through a key. Now EMF, work done in carrying unit charge once round in a closed circuit. So this must be equal to work done in carrying unit charge from A to B plus work done in carrying the unit charge from B to A. So let it be V, and next one is V dash. Now if the external resistance draws current I from the cell, then potential drop across the cell is equal to I into R. So by Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R, and V dash is equal to I into a small r, that is internal resistance. Now put this value here. What you will get? E is equal to IR plus V is equal to I into R, and V dash is equal to I into a small r, the internal resistance of the cell. Now substitute the value. We get E is equal to IR plus IR, solving which we get I is equal to E by R plus R. Now I into R is equal to V, so V is equal to E minus IR, or V is equal to I into R. In place of I you can write E by R plus R. So in this way the same equation can be written in different forms as per our needs. From here IR is equal to E minus V. So solving this equation we come to R is equal to E by V minus 1 into R. Now E versus R graph. E is the terminal potential difference across the cell when I is equal to 0. Hence the value of E is independent of the value of external resistance R. So graph will be a straight line parallel to the resistance axis. V versus R graph, you know that V is equal to I into R. In place of I you can write E by R plus R. So from here we get equation E by 1 plus R by E by 1 plus R by R. Now as R increases, when we increase the value of R, this whole value will decrease. This whole value will decrease. So V will increase. When R is 0, V becomes 0. When R is equal to R, V is equal to E by 2. When R becomes infinity, anything divided by infinity is 0. So this becomes 0, so V becomes E. V is equal to E. So if we plot a graph, we will get a graph as shown in the figure. Now V versus I graph. V versus I graph. V is equal to E minus IR. This relation we have discussed just now. This can be, here two are the variables, V and I. These are the two variables. So we can write it V is equal to minus IR plus E. When we compare it with the equation of a straight line y is equal to mx plus c, we will find that its slope is negative. Hence the graph is a straight line with a negative slope. So this will be the diagram. Now at point A, I is 0. So when I is 0, E is equal to V. For point B, that is this point, the value of V is 0. So when this is 0, this is equal to IB into R, where IB is the current at the point B. So R is equal to E by EB, negative slope of VI graph.